This is a Captain America shield. And today, we're gonna build it. Let's get into it.
So the first step in creating this shield is we need to find a file in order to print. That was a lot harder than I thought, but I stumbled upon this one. I had to break it up into 8 different pieces because it wouldn't fit on my printer. And after multiple days, it was finally done. I'm printing this. Want to say a huge shout out to Sunlu. Thank you so much for providing me with the filament that I used to print this thing. I'm so excited. This thing looks sick already as it's printing. But yeah, if you guys want some good filament, go ahead and check out Sunlu. Thank you guys so much.
All right, after about 4 days of printing, we got all the pieces for our shield. And I don't even think it's gonna fit on here, but we can start putting together some of the pieces we know go together. This is where it starts to get a little bit confusing. I think we're gonna start putting it together by the pieces we know that go together because I sliced them weird, I cut them up weird. And then if you go on the back, we're gonna start PLA welding this so that we at least have this down before we start putting the other pieces together because we know for sure that these two go together. So let's do it. Well, I think that worked, maybe. So I got some old filament and I'm just filling in these gaps a little bit just with some of this to make this even more secure. Which is turning out pretty well. Just like that. And then I'll do one right here. So this is where it starts to get a little bit difficult just because this doesn't have any type of insert. So I kind of have to just go blank on this. And I'll probably just take this right here. Hopefully. We'll see. Not bad, not bad. Let's just keep going. So far, I am liking it. Looks like we're gonna have to add some modifications because clearly this is not lining up. As you can see, we have an issue right here where everything's lined up perfectly, except for this, so I kind of have one of two options. Well, I actually don't know my options. Well, this is gonna suck, and this is gonna take me a long time, so I'm gonna go ahead and just do this together. And we'll see where it takes us from there. I don't know what to tell you other than pray for me. Here we go. After you guys have said your prayers for me and that, I will turn the camera back on, but right now I'm just gonna sit in silence and struggle. Maybe put on some good music. Well, it's been about 20 minutes and I've kind of gotten the system down. It's working. I think I'm just gonna do the wood filler option on this because that did not work great. So we're just gonna keep going. So continue to pray for me. So I stand here about 20 minutes after I did this blue piece and, well, you noticed something, let me know. And I think I realized why this piece doesn't fit. This does not match this. This matches. I don't know what we're gonna do. That's not gonna work. Why did I do such a good job, bro? Low-key, this is really tough because I'm filming an Iron Man video at the same time. I don't know which one you're gonna see first, but that's the second thing I messed up. So I'll see you in another day. All right, we're back day 2. We got these 3 pieces and this one. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really care if it doesn't look exactly right because we're gonna use wood filler. We're gonna make it work. It's gonna look great. Let's get back to it. Go ahead and continue with this one. Put some glue in there, start cranking it out. So I went ahead and finished that side. The only thing that I'm a little bit worried about is this right here, but I'm not too worried just because we're gonna be able to fill that with wood filler. The only thing that might not add up perfectly is this line here, but we'll do our best to fix that. Same as right here, we'll put some wood filler there, but that's looking pretty sick. I like it. I like it a lot. We have an issue because they won't go together like that. So what Robbie's gonna do is I'm gonna stick this thing deep in here and make some more room for me. Just like this. Now keep in mind, this is all my fault because I actually decided to put them on wrong in the wrong order. just spent a bit taping off this top piece. I'm not gonna lift this up because I don't want it to mess up. And man, it looks like a mess, but we got it. Okay, thank goodness that's done. Oh my gosh. Wow. There it is. This thing looks awesome. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So the next step that we're gonna do, we're gonna put some wood filler in there. I'm gonna get some Gooby Gone just to get all this little duct tape off. And we're gonna fill in these little areas with some wood filler. Now we're gonna fill it with wood filler. So it's a day later. I'm a little bit worried just because it's not looking that good where our gaps are that I was hoping the wood putty would fix. We're gonna kind of start sanding it and see where we're at. Pray for me. I don't even know what my last transition was, so bear with me. I don't know if that was smooth. But anyway, I'm still trying to figure out what to do with these little areas right here. I was really struggling because it's been like 3 days since I worked on it last. And I decided I'm just gonna ask ChatGPT. And so it actually told me that I should try this bad boy. This stuff. I don't know if this stuff is zooming in. Basically, it's like a similar to this putty thing, but it's a lot stronger and it's for plastic, and we're able to sand it. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to put these in those areas that I'm not really confident in, and then we're gonna sand it down. It takes about 25 minutes to set, and then cure is about an hour, which basically means that in 1 hour I can sand it. So we're gonna go ahead and do that, and then I'm gonna go work on my other Iron Man video that should be out either before or after this. I don't know, but go check that out. Okay, so we're gonna let that kind of sit for about, I'm gonna say 2 hours. We're gonna come back to it, see if hopefully that it dried well. But we'll be back in just a minute.
It was not just a minute, probably a week later.
I don't even know how long it's been, but we're gonna go ahead and sand this down and hopefully it'll work.
It did not work.
So again, this is multiple days later because I've been trying to figure out how we're gonna do this. I did go ahead and I sprayed the first layer of sandable primer. As you can see, it's not even in all the areas, just because I wanted to see how it was gonna look with the layer lines. And believe it or not, it looks way better than I thought. So I figured out another idea for these cracks.
The putty did not cure or dry at all in about a week, so I decided that I'm just gonna melt my extra filament, and it actually looked pretty good.
So literally after weeks of messing with this thing, I think I finally have a good idea. So I went ahead and I sanded this whole thing. I know I jumped a little bit ahead, but I wanted to show you guys what I was thinking. So I went ahead and sanded the primer down, and it feels really smooth. And these are the areas where it didn't connect before, and this is where the putty was. As you can see, that stuff is not smooth right there, and also right there. But honestly, I'm kind of liking my failure in that because I think I'm going to paint it silver and actually have that look damaged. And so the whole shield is going to look like a damaged shield. I think we did it. I think we did it. Let's go. Let's go ahead and sand it down and we'll put the first layer of paint. Don't want to sand it all the way because I still like this kind of damaged design. So I'm going to sand it a little bit more and then we'll kind of see what we have from there. Painting is not my strong suit, so this could all end up in a disaster, but I'm very proud of how this is turning out. As you can see right here, I added a little bit of damage to the star that I like. And all these little cracks and stuff, I honestly really like them. I don't really care if I see the creases anymore because I want it to look like there is. So we're gonna go ahead, wipe this off a little bit, and then spray the first layer of our silver paint and see where that takes us. So here it is, we put our first layer on. I like this right here, and I'm liking this crack right here, just kind of making it more human. We're gonna let that dry, and then we'll probably tape off the areas that we need to do the other colors. All right, a couple hours later, we've got our silver dried. We're gonna go ahead and start taping off the areas for red, and then the last addition will be our areas for blue. So I'm gonna go ahead and start taping off this outer rim. Let's do it. So I went ahead and taped all the areas off that I don't want to be red. I put this circle piece of cardboard in there because I didn't want to waste that much tape, but I'm also impatient. So we're gonna go ahead and start putting the layers of red around, and then these are the areas where I want it to be damaged that I'll touch up a little bit later, but I want that to stay gray. Alright, just finished the first couple layers. I'm really liking the look of this. I know it looks rough, but I kind of like that. A little darker in some areas. Makes it look more damaged. We're going to let this dry for a while, and then we're going to go ahead and tape off the red and then spray the blue on. I am so happy with how this is looking. It looks great. I love the red. We're going to go ahead and take the tape off of this area, and then we're going to let that dry for a little bit longer, and then we're going to go ahead and tape off all the other areas so that we can put the blue on. This thing looks insane. I'm so happy. I mean, that's kind of like how it's gonna look. But man, I am beyond happy with how this is turning out. We're gonna go ahead and let that dry for a little bit longer. Then we're gonna go ahead and tape off the red areas. And then we're gonna put the blue on. So let's do it. All right, so I went ahead and I taped off the star. And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna put these pieces of paper in this little divot right here. Because if I put tape on this, for some reason, the paint comes up. So I'm gonna create like a little circle right here so that I can just spray right on top. So this is kind of what it looks like now. It looks a little bit rough, but I think once we take the tape off, it'll look a lot better. Obviously it's darker in some areas than not, but that adds to the damaged feel along with these little darker outer edges. We're gonna kind of see where it goes from there, but we're gonna let this dry overnight and then we'll take the tape off in the morning. So we just went ahead and took off the tape of the star. I'm gonna go ahead and spray the inside with this silver metallic, whatever, so that it looks even better from this side. So let's do it. It's finally time to put the final touch on our beautiful shield, and that is put the handles on. I actually built a Captain America mask a while ago, and I used this for the straps on the mask. I might just hot glue these just like that. Alright, so we're gonna let this dry, and then I'm probably gonna just spray a protective coat over this, and I think we're done. I love this thing so much. Oh yeah.